welcome to this Friday night disco edition, right? So if you hear a little music in the background, that's what that is. Just having a relaxing evening, enjoying some wine, and gonna pull a few cards, okay? I took the dog out earlier and he was enjoying himself. All right. Anyway, we're gonna do these, I think, to start is what I had kind of planned. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully everyone's been having a good day. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, I don't really know where I'm going to post up these cards because I haven't really planned on using this space, but I guess that's what we're going to do today. So, you know. I'm getting something with maybe a Janis Joplin song or something regarding Janis Joplin or the name Janis. Queen of Cups. So that may or may not resonate with you. Seven of Wands. The Empress. Again, the Empress has been showing up a lot lately. Thank goodness, right? We're okay with that. We're okay with that. Knight of Cups. Ooh, High Priestess. High Priestess came out on my last reading. Unfortunately, my last live, I accidentally deleted it instead of a like test video, so I can't do anything to get it back. You know what I mean? It's just if you were on the live, you caught it this morning. If not, no. So that's in part why I'm doing this reading today, this evening anyway. Five of Cups, kind of as a makeup. Two of Swords. Two of Swords has been coming out a lot lately in readings that I've been doing. Okay. I think this is finally out. Yeah, it's not doing anything. That's good. Okay. I'm just going to sit it here on the edge of the concrete, right? Okay. Now I'm going to use the Modern Witch deck to go over these cards. It's strange that the Five of Cups is in the outcome. That's not exactly, you know, the kind of outcome that you want, right? And the Two of Swords is very much the uncertainty, okay? All right. Let's see what else we have here on this Queen of Cups. So that is Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Okay. Oh, look, the Empress again. So we've had the Empress show up twice in this reading. So you might be a Queen of Cups. It also has tendencies of being the Empress. Knight of Cups. Okay, so maybe this is what you're trying to do, is you're trying to tap into your emotional zone since the Queen of Cups already came out. Um, and here it says Seven of Wands. Maybe you're typically defensive because you're more of an Empress and you're just like, nah, I'm all about the business. I don't mix business and, you know, maybe you're one of those people that's like, I don't mix business and pleasure, right? Okay, okay. Six of Swords wants to come out here. Anyway, Empress. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Oh, look at that moon card. We just had a new moon. Okay, so by the time the full moon comes around, what are you going to want to release? Okay, what are the, you know, the new manifestations that didn't work out? And like some of them you're like, well, we're going to try again. The others you're like, I'll release that. Maybe I'll do that another time. You know what I mean? Thank you for joining the chat today. By the way, you do not have to be a subscriber in order to like the video, okay? But if you are in the chat, please do like the video today, okay? All right, so we have the, look at this, Queen of Wands. There's a whole bunch of like kind of more majors coming out all over this reading. So with this Knight of Cups, there could, again, so that's the second time the Knight of Cups came out, right? So maybe normally defensive, but tapping into that Queen of Cups energy. And then there's this Queen of Wands. So somebody could like really be thinking of you as a dish, okay? Or you could be this Knight of Cups where it's like, you know, maybe normally you don't come out and do all that, but now you're just like, I can't hold it in anymore, and she's looking good, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Okay. And look at that. King of Cups. So, yeah, High Priestess. I feel like you might have some spiritual connection with this person where you're just knowing. You're just knowing that it's going to work out. You're knowing that you're going to meet again. You're knowing that, oh, the timing wasn't right for this and that. And it's like a very mature way to look at it. But at the same time, it's like you don't want to get so caught up in that, in the emotions of that, right? And since the moon card is here, I feel like that's kind of a warning to anybody. Okay, look at that, Ace of Swords. Yeah. So, especially with this Five of Cups, anybody that made you feel this way before, you didn't forget. You did not forget Ace of Swords. You didn't forget. Okay, yeah, World card. You're making new chapters. You're sowing new seeds. You know, like you could be in a whole nother line of work. You could be in a whole nother relationship. You could have moved to a whole nother town. You could have started a whole new hobby. You know, the thing about the internet, you know, oh, everything on the internet's forever. It's like people want to trap you into this little, you know. But like before the internet, you know, there were all the Hollywood celebrities, right? Like Clark Gable, you know, and probably like after Gone with the Wind, he was probably typecast for a little while. And he was probably like, well, I don't want to play this type of guy. I already played that guy. You know what I mean? So, you know, think of it like that, where it's like it's just more accessible to everybody now. You know, being in that spotlight, being in that limelight, and it's your prerogative to take care of where that light shines. Okay? Whether it shines in public at all, right? Or if it's directed in the way that you want it, right? There's a lot of horror stories out there of, oh, well, somebody's, you know, copied my profile or somebody took my stuff and now they're pretending to meet me on the internet, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, if you're already out here on the internet, then show them who you actually are. You know what I mean? Like, show them what you're made of type thing. You know, without being retaliatory, because that's exactly what they're doing, right? Okay. What does that say in the comments there? Yeah, message held for review. I'll have to look at that one later. Anyway, yeah, this is intended to be a short message today. Just as the one earlier, again, my apologies. I accidentally deleted it. It was a really good message, but you know how that goes sometimes. You know, if it was meant to be, it was meant to be, right? You know, and again, you don't get stuck on the loop. You know, and that's where it's like, oh, it went viral, it went this or that. Okay, well, time to take that little band-aid or whatever and move on to the next viral sensation. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, and let your mind go free of those kind of patterns. Okay. Alrighty, that's all I have for you guys tonight. So until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye bye.